Probably the most significant academic thing that happened to me here was I was introduced to linguistics, and linguistics really informed the way I see human interaction, and it led to my master's studies, which was looking at a dialect of English spoken by First Nations kids in Northern Ontario, and it really changed the way I think about the way our society works. I think if I have any regrets, I try not to live with regrets, but I actually wish I had gotten more involved in student politics at Queen's. I really wasn't involved. I was involved in high school politics, but I wasn't involved in student politics. So I guess I wish I had known what the entry to that was a little bit better. But I think, I take responsibility for it too. If I'd wanted to find out, I could have. But that's a bit of a regret. If I had it to do all over again, I'd be more involved in the student politics. Yeah, that's a great question. I have felt very much in this tour that we have fantastically capable students in this province. It's reinforced my belief that we have all the capability in the world in our schools. I think we need to be very careful that we have the right supports for young people. They're under a lot of pressure. So whether that's mental health or whether that's career planning supports, connecting young people with the job market, I think there's more of that we need to do. If anything, that's something that has shone through. Well, we've been trying to increase accessibility of post-secondary for students for young people across the province. So I'm happy that there's a demand for post-secondary, and we have to make sure that we have the supports in place for faculty and for students so that it is a high-quality experience, because we don't want to sacrifice quality on the altar of accessibility in terms of numbers. So that balance is very important to me. So we're going to have to continue to work with institutions to make sure we get the funding formulas right and make sure that students have a high quality experience. So I'm going to be bringing out a plan on International Women's Day, so March 8th. And part of that will be how are we going to make sure that there are the right policies in place on college and university campuses. Queen's has done a lot of work in that regard, but we need to make sure that it's uniform across the province, and we'll be making that announcement at the beginning of March.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to add to?
No, I guess just to add to that, that one of the things I heard in the roundtable was very much that students want to be involved in the formation of those policies, and so I think that's something that was a very important takeaway for me. It made perfect sense to me, and so that's certainly informed my thinking. In terms of what I'd want to say to Queen's students, just enjoy the experience. I mean, somebody said the other day that it's the best time of your life. It's a hard time of life as well, because you're forming your ideas about what you want to do once you're out of the academic environment. Some students are working and going to school at the same time, so that's stressful. But to the extent that you can really explore and ask the questions that you are thinking, don't hold yourself back. Try to find the confidence to take advantage of all of the expertise that's around you. That's what I would say.